Welcome back to my little channel. Today I'm going to do a little rant about migration in Europe. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against migration. The problem I'm having is the unfettered way that we are doing it. I don't care that we let anyone in. It's a little bit silly because we don't actually, because migrants from certain countries like Ukraine are not really welcome. But the ones that we do let in, we basically excuse for anything they do. And this is a problem, because we can't have a safe society if we let in people who break the laws. And this is not only a problem for the Europeans that already are Europeans, this is a problem for a lot of refugees as well, because they are victims of crime as well. But unfortunately, in the West, we seem to have accepted that, well, they're poor refugees. They don't know any better. Even though the countries where they come from, this sort of behavior is also not allowed. I mean, rape in, let's say, Syria wasn't allowed during Assad's reign. It happens now, but yeah, sorry, civil war, stuff like that happens during civil wars. But it's not something that the society deems a good thing. Same goes for Afghanistan, Pakistan, Morocco, just name them. They're not in favor of rape. So why is it a good excuse for them? Well, I didn't know that when they come to Europe. Well, it was a sexual emergency. Bullshit. Do you think they fall for that in any of the countries they came from? So why are we falling for that? But I'll show you a little clip. It's in German, but then again, Germany is the main motor behind the immigrants from North Africa, which will explain a little bit.
Meine Damen und Herren, das Wort bekommt nun Frau Dr. von Berg für die Fraktion Die Grünen.
Frau Präsidentin, meine Damen und Herren! Unsere Gesellschaft wird sich ändern. Unsere Stadt wird sich radikal verändern. Ich bin der Auffassung, dass wir in 20, 30 Jahren gar keine ethnischen Mehrheiten mehr haben in unserer Stadt. Das ist auch das, was Migrationsforscherinnen und Forscher sagen. Wir werden in einer Stadt leben, in der es einfach, dass unsere Stadt davon lebt, dass wir ganz viele verschiedene Ethnien haben, ganz viele Menschen, dass wir eine superkulturelle Gesellschaft haben, meine Damen und Herren. Das ist das, was wir haben werden in der Zukunft. Und ich sage Ihnen noch ganz deutlich, gerade hier in Richtung rechts, das ist gut so.
Who would have thought it would have been a good thing that migrants come in and do what they do? Don't get me wrong. I still say those that want help, those that seek safety, those that want to participate in our society are welcome. But hashtag not all. It must be coincidence that there were so many sexual assaults during the New Year's Eve celebrations throughout Germany in 2015, 2016 and 2017. But yeah, no, it's not only on those sort of celebrations. A celebration in a southern German town is basically assaulted as well, or people cause an uproar. But I guess...
Das ist gut so.
And never mind that we see an increase in sexual assault and rape. No, it's all part of being multicultural. I mean, it's normal. I mean, it's not a bad thing, is it? The links to the previous and this article will be found downstairs. And I especially like you to read the Gatestone one. I'm not going to talk too much about it because people might think I'm making stuff up. But apparently the rape statistics of immigrants has, let's say, more than doubled in just a few years. But I guess...
Das ist gut so.
And I know it might sound that I'm bashing on the immigrants. But you know, the thing is, that's not my main point. Because the immigrants have a problem with this too. I mean, some of them actually don't go to mosque anymore because it's too radical for their liking. How the hell are we supporting them if they don't feel safe because of the other people we are supporting? But yeah, I know.
Das ist gut so.
Refugees actually living in fear in refugee camps because if some of them don't like what's going on, they burn down the bloody camp. No, but this is a good thing. I know, this is a good thing, right?
Das ist gut so.
The thing is, though, that with this unfettered movement to the left by our politicians, we see a rise in right-wing rhetoric as well. We see people standing up in favor of nationalism. I'm not really sure if that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, I prefer to look at our society in a cultural way. We are the Western culture. And if you're part of Western culture, I don't care what skin color you are welcome if you carry the Western culture. Unfortunately, what we see is that we have a mass influx of people who are not in favor of the Western culture. Don't get me wrong, not all refugees are against Western culture. Don't forget, Syria used to be a secular state as well before the civil war. No. The problem is that there are people who are secular and they will do well within Western culture. But we get too many of them that will not do well in Western culture. They want to change our culture. They thrive on terrorism to force us to change, and we are changing. We have burgermeisters and ministers and prime ministers who are actually saying, well, yeah, we can't defend ourselves. We have to get used to live with terrorism. We have to get used to be attacked by the ones that we are offering our help. How the hell is this possible? How the hell do you think this will look? I mean, I don't like the right-wing narrative. I don't like nationalism as is. But I can hardly blame them for it. For fuck's sake, you are forcing the right wing to stand up once more. Are you really surprised to see this happening? I'm scared. I'm really, really scared because there is two options this can go to. The first one is we sit down and get slaughtered by the ones that demand us to change, or we stand up and slaughter the ones that demand us to change. And both of them will end in bloodshed. What the hell happened to the rule of law in Europe? But yeah, no, I guess.
Das ist gut so.
This is where I'm going to end my little explanatory rant. I hope I will reach people. I hope people will start thinking about this more. The thing is not whether we will help others. The thing is whether we can help others if those others want nothing but to kill us. I wouldn't think there's a big deal if it weren't actually happening. We see a bigger and bigger divide between black and white, Christian, Muslim, etc., etc., etc. We're moving away from our own enlightenment, and we're doing so to help the poor people that want to kill us. And don't get me wrong, I know it sounds dramatic. Not all of them are out to kill us. Not nearly all of them are out to kill us. But the ones that are, we protect. The ones that come to us for protection, they die with us. Silly how that goes.